Good morning to everybody watching back home. This is Walking for Lions. We're currently in the beautiful Lake Malawi. It's 6:15 in the morning, hence why I've got some coffee with me. And you know, when you just wake up and you feel like maybe we should educate or start teaching, well, if you're not, this is one of those days. So we wanted to come and show you guys one or two things to make people understand a little bit better about the differences between national parks and a GMA, which is known as game management areas, and the complications between various things. So if you follow me, I'll try and draw with you on the sand, very different, what is going on with national parks. So we're going to use a stick, a couple of rocks and some sand, the African method, and hopefully you'll understand what we're trying to point out. Okay, so if you come down and you follow me, we'll briefly explain to you the following. This is a very big area within Africa. Okay, so whichever African country you want it to be. You got the circle, big circle here would be a national park. We'll name it the N. Okay. Over here you have another national park, and this is quite far the distance. It's a few kilometers, hypothetically speaking. Around every national park you get conservancies or GMAs, as I explained earlier. Now these GMAs consist out of either photography concessions or hunting concessions. Now what happens, or what is meant by that is, when in a national park, when your population is at a stage where it cannot increase anymore and it has to spread out, those species inside the national park eventually moves into GMAs. Now when we talk about animals, let's just keep it simple, keep on discussing lions. So when lions, they have the carrying capacity where they cannot where there's not enough space anymore for these lions, they'll eventually move into GMAs. And these GMAs, they either get obviously shot by hunters with correct permits, most of the times, or they get viewed by tourists of private concessions. Now what we have here is small villages. Now these villages is a couple of hundred people at every single time. And you can put another village there, for example, or another village there, or another one here. The problem that sometimes, or is obviously currently arising, and I think one of the only countries, or one of the best countries doing it at the moment is Botswana, is what one calls a corridor. Now here is the second national park. If this lion population has increased to such an extent where the carrying capacity has been reached within national park, in the olden days the lions were able to move freely between A and B, and when they move across, obviously then new genetics are spread, and vice versa. These guys can come across to this side, or other lions could have gone this side to another smaller national park, hypothetically speaking. The problem arises now is when you have these small villages. We'll take these small rocks because we only have a few. When due to land usage and human encroachment, the populations of village people have moved across here into here into here. So now one of the problems is now when the animal moves across, it almost has zero chance to get from A reserve to B reserve, because he's going to be crossing through so many human populated areas, and eventually will be shot within the first or second farm it enters.